Loken takes a careful step backwards, his sword low at his side. It is taking every measure of his resolve just to face this creature. From your anger, father, it seems that weapon was well judged, he replies. I do not understand the Emperor's choices or his plans, but if that is why he brought me with him, then it was effective. You speak as though you are hurt, which tells me you have a heart to open still. It tells me you still feel as a man feels. Of course, I am a man still.
Are you?
Are you? Forgive me, but that's not what I see.
Bro, I just gotta say, Loken's a fucking Giga Chad here, dude. Like, the fact that he is actually, like, taking a stand against Horus, full well knowing that Horus could just, you know, swat him aside like it's nothing, but, like, he's telling him as it is. He's, like, trying to give him that harsh reality. I love it. I love it, dude. I love Loken so much. He's such a great character. What's going on, everybody? John Matrix here. Hope you're all having yourselves a wonderful day wherever you're at, whenever you're watching this. We're be jumping into part 10 of the End and the Death series from DQVO here. Horus and Loken Speak. Links will be down below in the description as always to the original video without my commentary and reaction into DQVO's channel. Please do me a favor, if you've been enjoying the series as much as I have, go over to his channel, check out his content, like the videos that you've enjoyed so far, hit that sub button if you haven't already, and check out his YouTube membership, his Patreon, anything like that he's got going on, any kind of sponsorship stuff he's got going on. If you would like to give him some extra love and support, the man deserves it. He does a lot of great voiceover work. So yeah, check out his stuff. Excuse me. If you would like to, there is a join button underneath the video as well as a link in the description for my channel and my YouTube memberships that I have to offer, so you can check those out if you would like to. If you would like to take your support for my channel to the next level. There's also a lot of playlists for reactions to other universes, the Magnus Archives, Warhammer Fantasy, the SCP universe, Backrooms, Greylock, etc., etc. So if any of those would have any interest for you, there, like I said, there's playlists for those in the channel, so you can check those out as well. But regardless, I greatly appreciate you just taking the time out of your busy day, come in and hang out and check out the video here. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. If you do, consider leaving a like and a sub. All right, with all of the YouTube shameless plugs done, let's get into it here. Again, this is the next episode in the End and the Death series by DQVO. This is part 10 of his voiceover series, The End and the Death 3, Horus and Loken Speak. Get it. Seems rather quiet. Might have to up the volume a little bit.
He finally reaches his father again. Horus looks up from his work.
Gavial,
he says. His voice is stone grating against stone.
I'd hoped to keep you out of this. I do not want you here.
The Lupercal court is silent.
It's interesting too, right? Like, part of it makes me wonder, did he not want Loken here because he's afraid of what Loken will think of him, you know? He's afraid of how Loken will judge him because, you know, Loken's one of the Mournival and one of his trusted, you know, captains. So, like, yeah, is he like, does a part of Horus know that he's like, you know, what's the wording? What am I trying to say here? Like, I guess just the fact that he's given into chaos, that he's, you know, I guess kind of like an analogy to Star Wars, given into the dark side and taken the easy route to accomplish his goals. You know what I mean? Instead of doing it a more pure way, a more righteous way of actually standing up to the Emperor himself as himself and trying to enact change that way. And he's relying on the power of others, you know? Does that make him feel ashamed a little bit? That's what I wonder. Anyway, let's continue.
Midnight of gleaming tiles and black bone pillars. There is no one else here. Loken's footsteps echo as he walks across the vast space to join his father and his father's prey. There is nowhere else I should be but at my father's side. he replies. Horus stops dragging the Emperor's bloody body towards the remaining thrones. He lets it slump. He rises, glaring at his son.
At my side. At my side, Garviel,
He says.
I think you forgot the side you took in this.
I stayed on the same side all along, says Loken. It was you who forgot. The War Master snorts, amused by the impudence. He glances down at his father's wretched body. The dust of the shattered throne still covers it, black where it had caked the dried blood.
You always spoke your mind, Loken.
Horus muses.
That is why I liked you. Well, whether you stayed on your side or picked a new one, it was the wrong one. The cause you champion is done. Look, see, it's over.
I see all too well what you have done, my Lupercal. Loken replies. Horus looks at him sharply.
You understand he's used you, Loken. You understand that. He's used you all along, true to form.
I was always his to be used, says Loken.
You were mine!
Horus snaps. He rises to his full height.
See, and then there's the hypocrisy of that too, right? Like he's saying that he was being used by the Emperor, etc. And then Loken says, I was always his to be used. And then Horus says, no, you were mine. There's like a little bit of that hypocrisy there too, you know? Like, you would do the same thing, Horus, just in a different way, I guess.
Colossus of Shadow.
My son! He brought you here as a weapon,
And like, you were the Emperor's son, you know?
a blade to prize.
To his full height, a Colossus of Shadow.
My son! He brought you here as a weapon, a blade to prise open my heart, to wound me.
Loken takes a careful step backwards, his sword low at his side. It is taking every measure of his resolve just to face this creature. From your anger, father, it seems that weapon was well judged, he replies. I do not understand the Emperor's choices or his plans. But if that is why he brought me with him, then it was effective. You speak as though you are hurt, which tells me you have a heart to open still. It tells me you still feel as a man feels.
Of
Damn.
course, I am a man still.
Are you?
Are you? Forgive me, but that's not what I see.
Bro, I just gotta say, Loken's a fucking Giga Chad here, dude. Like, the fact that he is actually, like, taking a stand against Horus, full well knowing that Horus could just, you know, swat him aside like it's nothing. But, like, he's telling him as it is. He's, like, trying to give him that harsh reality. I love it. I love it, dude. I love Loken so much. He's such a great character.
What do you see?
Horus snarls. Something that is too terrible to behold.
Yet you stand there and behold me well enough, Loken.
I've seen too much already, father, says Loken sadly. I cannot look away. But if you have a heart still, look to it now. See what you have become for yourself, please, before it's too late.
What I am is my choice, Garviel.
Horus rumbles. I don't think it was.
Don't goad me. I have no wish to kill you.
I know, says Loken. If you had, I would be dead long since.
Exactly.
That gives me
See, like, again, that's why I love Loken so much, dude. Like, he's also a thinker, right? Like, he understands what's going on. Like, he understands that Horus could have killed him at any point in time, but Horus hasn't, so he wants him there for some reason. And so he's, like, telling him the harsh truth of things, you know? I don't know. Maybe it's just because I can relate to him, because I would do the same thing. If I was in Loken's position, I'd be saying the same stuff.
Hope, too.
For real, dude.
Hope in what?
Loken shrugs. That the Lupercal I loved is still in there, he replies. Somewhere.
See, and that's the thing. Like, Loken is still trying to hold out hope that he can bring Horus back, that he's redeemable. You know what I mean? Even after all these things, that the Primarch and the father that he knows and the man that he's followed for so long and, you know, served is still in there and can be brought back. That's what Loken, I think, is really fighting for. Of course, the Emperor as well, but I think it's more of him trying to, you know, bring Horus back.
We fought together, Father, side by side. Fight at my side now. Fight this power that controls you.
Yep.
See what it has done to you, and how it has poisoned your mind. Cast it out and stand with me. Show the selfless loyalty for which you were famed.
Loyalty?
Horus scoffs. Your loyalty was why you were named War Master, says Loken. There was no one better for that honor. That's precisely why the powers of chaos turned their will upon you. If the Emperor made me a weapon against you, the gods of chaos used you in the same way against him. Horus is silent for a moment.
Mm-hmm. It's like you can't really deny the logic of that, dude. That's why I love Loken so much.
I will kill you, Loken.
I think that's the only thing he has to say in rebuttal.
Quietly. He rolls Worldbreaker slowly in his palm.
I will do it without hesitation if you do not cease with this provocation. I would rather you lived.
And I would rather live, answers Loken. But I am of the Legiones Astartes, born for war. I never thought I'd live this long. Horus pauses, then nods ruefully.
Nor I,
he replies.
The warrior's lot. We were made to do so much and expect so little. Bright glory, not long lives.
He manages a sad smile.
But look at us both, Loken,
he says.
Those of us that live can achieve so much. I'm not a monster, I swear to you. Every man who has fought against me in this war, I have offered amnesty and forgiveness if they repent and come to my side. That is more mercy than my father would have shown in the same position. My dear brother Sanguinius, my father, you. I have forgiveness for all if they ask it of me.
And if they don't? Sanguinius, your father.
They were stubborn, foolish, deluded. But you, my son, if you are as enlightened as you claim, you are not so beguiled by the imperial lie. Be my son again. Accept the imperial truth of this new age. Sheath that useless sword and go wait in the cloisters. Sit, watch, wait, and learn as I conclude this necessary business. Then greet the dawn with me. Later, we will sit and talk as we did of old. I will tell you my dreams, my plans, and make you part of them.
And isn't that what the Emperor did with you? You know?
Father, if you persist, there will be no later. Horus growls softly.
You do think I'm a monster, then, Loken. From a distance, the grace of a god seems callous and brutal, because it is operating at such a mighty scale. There is perfection in what I do. A plan.
Was not the same true of the Master of Mankind? Loken asks.
Of course not.
Horus scoffs.
Oh, it seemed so for many years. I believed it. I believed he had a perfect plan because I believed he was so mighty. What parts I did not understand, I accepted as a mystery too complex for my mind to understand. But look at him.
He glares down at the motionless body.
There was no plan, Loken.
Horus says.
See, I mean, that's the thing. Again, like he just said it himself. Is there no plan, or is it that he's seen so much and has lived so long that it is incomprehensible to you? And you just think that, you know, because the chaos gods have juiced you up, that you have an understanding and a grasp on things, when you really don't. You know what I mean?
Just a rash assembly of hasty ideas and frantic remedies as things fell apart around him. Look at the way he came to fight me. He had lost before he even began. His power was nothing compared to mine, and he didn't even grasp that. He couldn't win, but he came to face me. Oh, he fought admirably in the circumstances. But it was all just desperate tricks and reckless gambits. Impressive, dramatic, but empty, and with no deeper value. So many times I put him down. So many times. And spared him, too. And he just dredged some last tattered morsel of strength and came back at me. It was messy, pathetic, embarrassing. And in it, I saw that's what his whole life has been. One cheap trick after another, one scrappy sleight of hand, and then the next, patching over the cracks as they appear, trying not to let anyone see that it was all improvised. Garviel, he convinced us all that he knew what he was doing, but it was just for show. An aspect, just another aspect. There was never a plan. We followed him and trusted him, but he had no idea where he was going or how to get there.
He couldn't win, but he came to face you, says Loken. That's what you just said. Does not that suggest courage in his convictions?
Courage?
There is scorn in the War Master's scraping stone voice. Is that not?
See, that's the other thing too, right? And again, like, I love Loken because he's not giving Horus an inch, right? Everything that Horus is saying, Loken has a logical rebuttal for. But the other thing that Horus still doesn't understand is that the Emperor didn't even come to face Horus. He's there to fight the Chaos Gods. He's there to represent humanity in a battle against chaos, not against Horus. This whole thing started with the Emperor addressing the Chaos Gods, saying, "You've killed my son," looking past Horus, you know, at them, pretty much ignoring Horus to begin with, because it's not even Horus anymore. It's the Chaos Gods, and Horus still doesn't understand that through all this.
How you always fought.
Loken.
It was. I was there, and I can't win either. But I came to face you. What does that tell you?
That the world is full of fools.
Horus says.
Loken, I worshipped this man. I trusted him. I thought he was a great magician. But his truths were all lies, and his tricks were just tricks.
Isn't that true of all magicians? Asks Loken. The art is to make it look easy while you attempt the impossible. You put on a show that dazzles and captivates, but behind the scenes, it is all messy, makeshift and frantic. That was always his truth. He just did it well. For a magician should never reveal his tricks.
Well, and the thing is, too, is like, that's also the role of a leader, right? You know, when you have someone like the Emperor who's leading humanity, trying to bring you know, us as a species to a new era, a new way of being, and bringing us out to the stars to take our rightful place out there. You know what I mean? Like, you have to put out this image of perfection. You know what I mean? Like, any kind of flaws, any kind of cracks uh, are going to be seen as, you know, mistakes, and you don't know what you're doing. And, you know, you'll be, I don't know. I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for? But essentially, right, like, the idea that I'm trying to get across is like, you have to be seen as like this perfectionist. You have to be seen as, you know, everything that you do is planned out so that people can have belief in what you're trying to accomplish, or it could all fall apart, you know? So I mean, yeah, and even to the Primarchs, he has to appear that way. Like, he has to appear, you know, like this, you know, grand being that knows everything, when he still is in fact just a man. And the emperor himself has said it numerous times. I am no god, and I don't want to be a god.
To be emperor, he had to convince us. To be emperor, he had to shield us from the ugly, stopgap truth of his work. He had to spare us from the constant, ongoing horror of his struggle. We had to believe in him. To be the master of mankind, Father. His life had to be one long and ceaseless hidden battle, by any and every means he could find, to stop doom from overtaking us.
It's not your father's power. It's what he does with it.
Horus murmurs. What?
Nothing.
Says Horus.
You believe this, then, of him?
I do. He was our shield from danger, and from truths not meant for us. The moment we discovered that, it made him weaker.
No. You're wrong.
I know I am not, says Loken. He fought his whole life frantically, hour after hour, to stop one thing.
And what would that be?
Becoming you.
Damn.
Horus turns to stare at Loken. In his new dark aspect, his eyes have become the mirror of the emblem on his breastplate. Baleful and bloodlit, with vertically aligned slit pupils.
You dare?
The harsh truth of it.
Whispers. Chaos will spare no one, says Loken. Chaos cares not. You were a puppet of its whim. It has beguiled you simply to perform one deed, to remove the one man it feared. Yes, the Emperor stole fire from Chaos and used its power against it. But he always knew that he could not take it whole, for it would consume him. You mocked him for lacking the courage to do what you have done, but it wasn't a lack of courage. It was an act of supreme will. You have embraced Chaos whole, and thus given it exactly what it wanted.
Again, kind of going back to that Star Wars analogy of, you know, going to the dark side and taking the easy route to power versus not, you know? I mean, the Emperor had the will and the understanding to take just enough so, like Loken said, he could use their own power against them without being corrupted by it himself and becoming another chaos god and essentially dooming humanity to the same or similar fate that the Eldar had when Slaanesh was birthed.
You have no power of your own. You think you do, but it's just an illusion. He opposed Chaos at every turn and rejected every lie and promise it threw at him. So his life, like his fight with you, was a scrappy, messy brawl of improvisation and persistence. You have accepted them all, which is why your path seems so strong and clear.
It is, you ungrateful fool?
Then show me! Loken cries. Show it to me! Tell me what it is!
I have nothing to prove to you.
Not to me. To yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Loken says. Make no mistake. That is what you told me years ago. Make no mistake.
Yep.
Well, Father, see your own mistake for what it is. Your path is a grim darkness where there is only war and no place for mankind.
God, I
There
love
is no mistake.
Horus says.
Look at me, Loken. See what I am.
He cries and claps his hand against his chest.
I am made mighty beyond all measure by the warp. I am transfigured and ascendant. I am a god, boy, a mighty god, and gods do not make mistakes.
We are mighty because we are right, Loken replies. We are not right because we are mighty. Vile the hour when that reversal becomes our credo.
What nonsense is that?
Asks Horus.
It sounds like another of his lies.
It was something Cinderman taught me.
That old fool. He knew nothing.
Not the true facts of the matter, perhaps, because none of us did back then. But his wisdom was flawless anyway. You are not a god. They're just letting you think you are.
Yep.
If you are so mighty, my father, where is your wisdom? Why are you so blind, unless lies have blinded you?
They would not lie to me. They would not.
Loken sighs. He turns from his glowering gene sire and stares down at the crushed and mutilated body of the Emperor. You were right, he says. Their grip on him is too great. He will not turn back, and he cannot be saved. Horus steps forward.
What are you doing? You speak to him as though he had sense and life left to answer.
Loken looks at him over his shoulder. Those cold grey eyes. That look reserved only for his enemies. He does, he says.
Damn. Damn, that was a great episode, man. Dude, I love Loken so much, man. Again, I don't know if it's just because I feel like I can relate to him, because I would be saying the same things, you know? Like, the hypocrisy that Horus has is so clear, and it's pretty easy to kind of rebuke anything that he's saying. And I just love the fact that Loken's standing up to him and he's not giving him an inch, and he's just telling him like it is, you know? And Horus is just refusing to see the truth. But that was a great episode. That was a great back and forth between them. And it does sound like, to some extent, that Loken is kind of breaking through that shell, and he is kind of, in some ways, you know, starting to see that he might be wrong, that he might not really have the full understanding and the full picture of what is really going on, and that maybe the Emperor had a lot more things going on behind the scenes that he was protecting everyone from. You know, maybe that truth is there, and maybe Horus is kind of sort of starting to see that, and that maybe the Chaos Gods really don't care about him at all, and they're just using him. You know, a lot of what Horus is saying through this part was really just him kind of trying to like keep his delusion going, you know, that I am a god and gods don't make mistakes, you know. But, you know, the line that he, you know, murmured to himself, it's not his power, but it's how he uses it, you know, and the fact that he kind of sat there for a minute and questioned, you know, they wouldn't lie to me. They would not lie to me, you know? So I love Loken though. He's such a great character. and I look forward to seeing what happens in the next episode. This was part 10. I think there's 12 episodes in the series, so there's only 2 more. We'll be finishing up this series soon, but links will be down below in the description as always to the original video without my commentary and reaction, and to DQVO's channel. This was the End of the Death 3 Horus and Loken Speak voiceover part 10. So yeah, be sure to go over to DQVO's channel, check out his videos. If you've been enjoying the series as much as I have, make sure you go over there and give a like to any of the videos that you've enjoyed. If you enjoy his content, hit that sub button on his channel. Check out his Patreon, check out his YouTube membership, any kind of sponsorship stuff he's got going on, to see if there's ways that you can give him some extra love and support if you would like to do so. If you'd like to do the same for my channel, there's a join button underneath the video, as well as a link in the description to the YouTube membership benefits and tiers that I have to offer, so you can check those out and see if any of that would have any interest for you. Regardless, I just greatly appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to come in and hang out and watch the video, especially if you watched it all the way through and you're still here at the end. Thank you very much for doing so. I greatly appreciate it, and I greatly appreciate the support. We've got a bunch of playlists on the channel for other universes that I've done reactions to, the SCP Foundation, Warhammer Fantasy, Greylock Backrooms, the Magnus Archives, etc. So if any of that stuff would have any interest for you, you can check those out on the channel as well. But yeah, hope you're all having yourselves a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.